Hey everyone, Updog here, and today I'm doing a video on what you should be spending, or maybe not spending, your Dark Diamond credits that we're going to be getting at the end of Season 5 Crucible. And I have a special guest with me. He's not here in face, only by voice, but welcome Sham, NATO.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sham's just
I
starting up.
appreciate the warm welcome.
Yeah, no problem. Sham's just starting up a new YouTube channel. He's going to be covering Marvel Strike Force, and what else are you going to be doing?
I definitely play other video games, mainly Xbox, so I'll be playing some Destiny, playing maybe some Fortnite with my buddies, testing new games that come out, like maybe that new Suicide Squad game, just, kind of diversifying it so that way it's not like just pigeonholed on one game, but
Right.
yeah.
Yep. Cool. Just like me, I'm branching out a little bit on some of my videos. So, well, so what do you think, Sham? I think we kind of talked about a little bit before recording that just to make it more applicable to more people, that we'll just assume that you're going to get around the 6,600 dark diamonds in the 16 to 35% range here. I mean, if you get more than that, then that's awesome. But we're going to kind of base our discussions off of that. We'll take a look at my graphic here. Now, this is obviously for dark promotion credits, but this just gives you an idea of the list of characters that we're going to be able to upgrade. Right. First of all, Rogue. Your name's not Rogue, Sham. Sorry, I was distracted by Rogue there. Sorry, that happens sometimes to me.
You're good. She's pretty curvy.
Yes. So, what is your strategy going to be when you get your dark diamonds?
Whenever it comes to Dark Diamonds, at least for my roster specifically, I'm going to be taking a look at who I'll have at 7 red that take Dark Promotions.
Right.
The Horsemen, obviously, but then you've got other characters like Dark Dimension characters. So the real question I feel like is going to be on everyone's mind is, do I upgrade the Horsemen or not? And then the other question is going to be, do I save them until we get, the ability to buy them for Dormammu, Apocalypse, and Super Scroll?
Right. Yeah. And this will all be based on your roster too. Like if you're a mid-game, early game player and you're getting dark diamonds, your situation will be a lot different than like me and Sham's situation. So let's talk about that first, I guess. So like if you were in a mid-game to early game player and let's say you have the Horsemen but you don't have like Dorm or APOC or Scroll, would you consider even upgrading? Would you recommend upgrading any of those Horseman characters or Ultron or Doom or anything like that?
So whenever it really comes down to it, it's definitely, like you said, going to depend on where you're at, right? So if I'm in a situation where I have the Horsemen, I have their teams, and I'm working towards an Apocalypse and a Dark Dimension 5 completion, but I don't have Apocalypse or Scroll or Dormammu, I definitely think that there would be some value in putting some dark promotions on a couple of the Horseman characters. I don't
Right.
believe that all of them are worth the dark promotions. I feel like once you get them to a certain echelon of gear and level, that they kind of max out their potential, and
Right.
bringing them past that is not going to pay off as many in the dividends as other characters would.
Right. Like about characters like Quicksilver, they're pretty. Quicksilver's pretty well, relatively easy to get now in the Crucible store. Would you go for him over some of the Horseman characters? Would you think?
I definitely think that he is going to be the most free-to-play friendly and mid-game friendly character to do that for. Um, he's also a really good character to do it on. He's very versatile in all game modes because
Yep.
he's one of those plug-and-play, standalone, pay attention to me or I'll destroy your team type of characters.
Yep.
And so with that being that way, I definitely feel as though one of the first characters that mid-game players who have Quicksilver should upgrade would
Yeah.
be Quicksilver, but
Yeah.
not all the way to 3 diamonds.
Okay. Yep. Maybe what, one or two, maybe, because we're going to be getting. I mean, even 6,600. So right now the Horsemen and Ultimus and Ultron and Doom, I believe, are only available right now, but I'm assuming once we get these credits that maybe a week or maybe the same week. I don't know. I haven't heard. They haven't told me that they'll probably expand that a little bit on like Quicksilver, or we had an event for Zim, so they might add him. I wouldn't recommend him, but I'm sure they'll probably add him in there as well. So we get 66, or we're basing our video here off of 6,600 credits, and like the Horsemen and Doom, Ultimus, Ultron, they're all for 1 diamond is 900 credits. For a 2 diamond is 1,800, I believe. Let me double check that real quick. Yes, 1,800. So that you'd have enough to do a couple of those. Like you'd have enough to do a couple to 2 diamonds if you wanted. Now 3 diamonds for those characters that I mentioned is 4,500. So that you wouldn't be able to hit that. Just a 3 diamond on just one character. That would be a little over what you'd be getting. But I definitely think if you have enough, if you've already gotten or really close to Quicksilver on his red stars to 7, then it would be good to take him to a diamond or 2. But other than that, for me anyway, I think if you're a mid game or early game player, that's probably all you want to do for now. What do you think, Sham?
I think it also kind of depends on how you're building your roster, right? Because there's 2 different ways to play the game, and that's either by building tall or building wide.
Mm-hmm.
Without spending, you can't do both.
Right.
And so from a free-to-play perspective on that, if you're building tall and you have specific characters that you are taking to the moon, every single time you get a new level, they're getting that level. Every single time you unlock a new gear tier, they're getting that gear tier.
Yep.
And they take dark promotions. If you're using them like that, by all means, like, take them to the moon. But keep in mind that you're going to be getting a new Crucible season payout, like every 3 months?
Yeah. Yep.
And so if you're spending your whole load on one character, and then let's say a month later they come out with something that just completely negates that character. He's no longer useful, so you can't even really have him on defense because he just gets shredded, right?
Right.
I feel like in that scenario, that's why I wouldn't recommend, buying 3 diamonds on any dark promotion character unless it's something like Skrull or Apocalypse, right?
Yeah.
Keep in mind also that you have to have these characters at 7 red.
Yeah.
So if you've already brought them to 7 red, you've already spent a very large amount of resources on these characters.
Right.
So to also keep that in mind.
Yep. Exactly. So what about for endgame players like us? What's your plans personally, Sham?
So my personal plan, right? I have, as far as the Horsemen are concerned, let me just pull it up on my roster real quick. I have 1 of them at 7 red. I want to bring a second one, but I'm waiting until Skrull's red stars are available because I want to buy his first.
Yep.
And then with Doom, I'm also waiting for Skrull. He's sitting at 5. So it's kind of going to be one of those things. But as far as my priorities on the diamonds, it kind of falls in the same line, right? I'm probably going to buy like 1 diamond on Red Hulk, 1 diamond on Morgan, 1 diamond on Doom, and just leave them there. And buy 2 diamonds on Skrull as soon as I can.
Yeah.
Or 2 diamonds on Apocalypse as soon as I can. Because those are going to be the types of characters that change the game, right?
Yep.
We've already seen on Dorky Dad's video that a 7 or Gear Tier 18, level 100, 3 diamond Apocalypse has over 5 million health.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Like, that's insanity.
Yeah.
And if you're using him consistently, it's one of those characters where he's going to also have that long time viability. That's another thing that you want to pay attention to is characters like Rogue are not going to have long time viability.
Right.
Gambit's not even really on the Unlimited X-Men anymore. He's being used on Extreme.
Yeah.
In most cases.
Yep.
And so, the second part of the linchpin of that team is now missing. And so if you've invested, all the way up to 7 red on Rogue, I wouldn't recommend the diamonds any more than just like 1 diamond.
Right.
right? Because I feel like based on the costs, 1 diamond is manageable. If you just wanted to put 1 diamond on all the Dark Promotion characters except for Ultimates, please don't do that.
Right. Yeah.
Then I feel like that would be something that you could easily, do.
Right.
Because it's 900 credits.
Right.
What's it really gonna do whenever you're getting 6,500?
It might be different. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna change it up for some like they do on Dark Promotions. If they're gonna have different costs or what they're gonna do with those. I'm sure Apocalypse and Scroll is gonna have different costs, but I could definitely see them being different for like the trial legendaries like Nova, Black Cat, Green Goblin, and Zim and Zombie Juggernaut and stuff like that. So it's TBD, but I think.
But if we're going based on the data we have currently, I believe that if you actively use that character, like every day, that bringing them, and you already have them at 7 red, bringing them to 1 diamond won't break your bank.
Right. Yep. That's a good call. Yep. The way I prioritize it is, like, let's say, like you said, every day, right? Now I kind of break it down even more. Like, okay, do I use this character in like Crucible and War? That's twice, sometime, most of the time, it's twice in the same day, So, or do I use this character in Raids and War and Crucible or Arena or whatever? However, if you use the more game modes you use them, that's the higher priority you want to put them. So, now I do not
absolutely.
I don't have Scroll on this graphic right now because technically we haven't been officially told if he's going to be Dark Promotions or not. You never know with Scopely. They could do something different with him, starting with him, and then going forward or whatever. But hopefully not. Fingers crossed. Scopely, don't listen to that part of my video, please, so that you don't get any ideas. But yeah, that's why I don't have him on here. But yeah, he will definitely be in the conversation. As far as what I'm going to do, I think I might try and go. And it also depends on if Apocalypse is how soon he will be available for diamonds. And we had an event for him. Only 2 or 3 weeks ago, right? Something like that.
Yeah, it was
Feels
that gold spinning event, right?
Yeah. So
was that what it was? Yeah.
It's probably, my guess would be, it's probably going to be like at least another 3 or 4 months before we even see him. So maybe like around the end of the next Crucible season. So if that's the case, I'm going to try and keep a little bit in reserve, but I'm also might do Quicksilver, because I have him at 7 red, and that's pretty much the only one I really have at 7 red, other than I do have 1 diamond from the Dormammu event that we had. I have to really think about if 2 diamonds is going to be worth it or not, but yeah, that's pretty much my take anyway. Probably Quicksilver, and then maybe Dorm, and then just sit on the rest. So waiting for bigger, better options. So yeah.
So to kind of build off of your timeline, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with me waiting for Apocalypse, I'm currently, as far as Crucible is concerned, ranked 363. I'm hoping if I can win all 3 this week, because I'm not facing anybody that's too big, that I can get into the top 200 and get 10,000.
Nice.
If I'm able to do that, I'm definitely, as soon as they become available for Quicksilver, buying him up to 2 diamond. Not 3, just 2.
Right.
I'm leaving Dormammu, sorry, at 1.
Okay.
But I'm going to save the rest, right? Because we don't even have the ability to buy 7 red on Scroll yet.
Yeah.
And so what they could do is go, okay, well, now you guys can buy 7 red on him, but we're holding his diamonds until the end of the next Crucible season, as well as Apocalypse until the end of the next Crucible season.
Yeah.
And if they officially announce that, then I'm just going to save them.
Yeah. I don't think they would, because they don't want people saving, I don't think. And if anything, it might not be till like 2 more Crucible seasons before we get diamonds on at least Scroll. Because, yeah, like you said, we don't even have the red stars yet. So, yeah, I think it'll be a long wait. But I could see maybe Apocalypse by the end of season 6. We could get some diamonds on him. That'd be my best guess at this point.
And I mean,
but
if you're Endgame, right, and you're getting, let's say you're in the top 1 to 5%, because as far as Endgame is concerned, that's where you're going to be. That encompasses most of Diamond, as well as all of Masters and Grandmasters, except for the top 200.
Right.
So, right, you're going to be getting, let's say you're in the top 1 to 5%, 8,800 this season, and for me specifically, if I spend, 900 and 1,500?
Right.
For 1 and 2? If I spend 2,400 of those, then I'll still have 6,400 left over.
Yeah.
Then the next season rolls around and, I beat that and I get another 8,800. I'll have enough, unless they make them extremely expensive, to get Apocalypse and Scroll all the way up to 3 Diamond immediately.
Yeah.
Because the thing is with Scopely and the way that this system is going to end up working is they're hoping you buy them on the Horsemen.
Right.
They're hoping that you say, "Oh, this will revitalize the Horsemen team." I'm telling you right now, please. I am not the greatest at this game, but I am telling you right now, they are not going to revitalize the Horsemen team.
Yeah.
Just because you put diamonds on one character.
Right. Yep.
Now, if you're like a big Gamma nerd, like you're Valley Flying, right, and you love the Gamma team, right, and it's your team, then you've already got 3 diamonds on everybody else.
Yeah.
Send Red Hulk to the moon, man.
Yeah.
The game is a game at the end of the day.
Yep. Do what makes you happy, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
But if you want to have that competitive edge, you have to save resources to a certain extent.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. Like I said, I don't even have 7 red on any of my Horsemen, so if you guys, those who are watching know that I like to spend my resources wisely, and so if that tells you anything, then that probably means that I'm not going to really worry about diamonds on any of the Horseman characters. Now, the good thing is, though, with these Dark Diamond credits is that we don't have a cap on how many we get to keep. So that's a nice thing for if you really want to save up and get 3 Diamond APOC, 3 Diamond Scroll right when they release. So
I'm gonna throw a yet in there because subject to change.
Yeah, they have always had a cap on the DPCs. So if they were gonna do a cap, I think they would have done one. But I think they wanted the Krakens to spend on them, and so that's why they didn't do a cap in the first place.
Yeah.
So,
because whenever I look at the individual Horsemen, right? Because this is, like I said, going to bring up a huge conversation about the Horsemen over the next few weeks.
Right.
And as far as Death Seed is concerned, with Archangel, he's lost 90% value.
Yeah.
If I see a team that has summons, sure, I'll throw him in there, but there's more efficient ways to get that done.
Right.
And he's not even useful in raids anymore at the higher echelon, at the end game. In Incursion 2, if you try bringing Death Seed into that node, it's a joke.
Just get wiped, yeah.
As far as Rogue is concerned, like I said earlier, Gambit's not even on the team anymore.
Right. Right.
So, you could throw in, once they rework X-Men, maybe, there's going to be a spot for Rogue, but I very heavily doubt it.
Yeah.
Whenever it comes to Morgan Le Fay, that's kind of a different story, right?
Yep.
Because Morgan Le Fay's kit has that longevity built into it whenever she's with her teammates. And with Quicksilver summoning specifically Scarlet Witch, you can take out Scarlet Witch, and then another one will spawn.
Yep.
And so she's got that longevity. That's why I'm going to be upgrading her to 7 red, maybe 1 diamond, maybe, but unlikely.
Yeah.
And then Red Hulk, right? I've already discussed this with you earlier. He's got that remove revive once. He rewinds. He's fast as shit, whether he has his Gamma team or not.
Right.
He freaking has that ultimate that is absolutely devastating.
Right.
And he also creates that battlefield effect. Right. And so I'm definitely at least bringing him to 1 diamond.
Okay.
Right. But that's just because I use him consistently. I have him on defense in Crucible. I use him every week in War, 3 times a week.
Yep.
All those different kinds of things. And so I feel like from my perspective, that's where the Horsemen are sitting right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep, I agree.
How often do you use the Horsemen?
Well, mostly just on Crucible defense, War defense. I mean, I use Gamma on offense and War, but Death Seed, I'll just do a mirror match in War nowadays. Rogue, I've been using Rogue on defense in Crucible 2. So I think with her with Extreme is still pretty, and even in Season 6 is going to be pretty tough, depending on what room you put them in. I mean, there's a couple of good options, I think, but
oh yeah.
So at least for the next few more months, Rogue should still be decent. And Morgan, like you said, yeah, her kit is just got crazy good. Like, she's like the Emma. She's the new Emma. Emma's been around forever, and she's still being used here and there. So I think that's going to be the same with Morgan. And Morgan also gives more health to Apocalypse. So if you put her with Apocalypse on defense, that 5 million health goes to who even know who 7 million. I don't even know what. I don't have. I haven't calculated it out, but it's going to be even more. So
yeah, and the other thing to remember too, right, with Quicksilver is if she uses her special and Quicksilver's on the field on your team or the enemy team, he keeps his speed bar.
Yep.
And
True.
So if he's about to take a turn, he's going to take 4 turns back to back. Your special with Morgan.
Yep.
That's insane damage, especially coming from Quicksilver. Because personally, I've already got Quicksilver at 7 red, and I'm pretty sure I brought him to level 96 yesterday. Let me quickly check.
I've been able to...
Yeah, he's level 96. So right now for me,
nice.
For right now, he's at 460,000.
Wow, nice. Yeah, I've been able to...
His damage stat is...
Go ahead.
118,000, so he does damage.
Oh, wow. Damn. Yeah, I've recently ticked him to 7 red, and I can pretty much just almost one-shot a Scroll or an APOC. If they have vulnerable, they're pretty much going down with Quicksilver. Yeah. So...
Especially because if you special, he puts defense down on the character, and then you just fucking red through that character. I don't know what made them think having him be able to put defense down out there was a good idea, but it was not.
Their goal was a really good plug and play character, and he sure is.
Yeah, and on top of that too, the Scarlet Witch on her ultimate, which she spawns in with, puts defense down on everybody. So no matter who the fuck he hits.
Yep, true. Yep. Very true.
I definitely feel like there's certain characters, to round off what my thoughts are on this, there's going to be certain characters that are obvious buys, right? And then there's going to be characters that, depending on how you play the game, are either buys or don't.
Yep. And if you're not sure what to do, don't hesitate to reach out to me or Sham. I'm streaming on Twitch. It's going to be back to 4 nights a week. I was 3 nights a week for a while, but I think I'll be back to 4 nights a week. Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays at night. Sham, I believe you're going to start streaming too, right?
Yeah, so with your assistance, I'm going to start figuring out how to do the whole streaming from my phone thing onto my laptop so that I can, do everything.
Yeah.
But likely I will stream just before he gets on, and then whenever he gets on, we'll go ahead and raid his, and then we'll go from there. That way we're not streaming at the same time, but I have a lot more availability whenever it comes to being able to do that kind of thing. So based on what I'm up to, if I'm playing the game, I'll likely stream it, even if it's just for 20 minutes. So
sweet. And I'll leave a link. I always leave a link to our Discord, so you can find us there too, if you don't want to hop on stream. And on Sham's channel, I'll put a link to his channel in the description as well. We're gonna do a video. I'm gonna do a video with him, and we are going to talk about, what are we talking about, Sham?
We are going to be talking about... We could do a review of Season 5 Cosmic Crucible and go into depth on our likes and dislikes and what we hope to see come out of Season 6.
That's right. All right. So head on over to Sham's channel to check that out. And yeah, we will see you there. Any last words for you, Sham, before we go?
I mean, I guess if I had any last words, it'd be good luck, you know,
Good luck.
with this game. Whenever it comes down to it, like figuring
Yep.
out what you want to do, because
Yep.
resources are finite,
Yep.
and especially these, because you're getting what, a chunk of them every 3 months.
Yeah.
So you got to see it as a lump sum, not as a
Right.
monthly income type
Right.
thing.
Yep. 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 If you're used to getting paid just once a month, then this shouldn't be too bad for you. But if you're used to getting paid every week, then definitely plan it out a little bit. So, well, I hope that helps y'all, and make sure you spend those resources wisely. And we'll catch y'all later. Thanks for being on, Cham.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. See you later, everyone.